Today I want to share with you the top 10 habits of highly successful real estate agents. These are the things in working with top real estate agents all over the country that I see consistently that real estate agents are doing every single day. Hi, my name is Mruwat. I'm with eXp Realty, where I've coached and trained thousands of real estate agents all over the country. And today I'm going to share with you the top 10 habits of highly successful top real estate agents and producers. So number one, we're going to start with always be learning. That's really the key to success. And one of the things that you have to think about when it comes to learning, from the time that we're adolescents and we're in school all the way to adulthood, we are in school. And so there are repercussions, there are things that happen if you're not constantly learning. For example, if you don't learn for a certain test, then you may have to take the test all over again. Well, what happens as an adult is there's not necessarily any immediate repercussions in not learning. And so some of the best entrepreneurs that I have seen are always the ones that are consistently learning new skills, learning new habits, and of course working on personal development, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. So when you're thinking about learning, it's not an immediate gift. It's not an immediate habit that, or trait that you're going to see that really is going to perform immediately, but rather consistently over time. And so it's just something that you have to strive to get better every single day. And number two is going to be set the right expectations. Set the right expectations for yourself, especially if you're newer into real estate. Unfortunately, there is a statistic where 87% of real estate agents don't renew their license according to NAR. And so what happens is, the habits that I'm showing you today are the ones that are going to help you be part of that 13%, part of the ones that are truly going to build a business in the real estate. And it all starts with setting the right expectations for yourself. So if you say, I want to sell 100 homes in my first year, I want to make a $500,000 GCI, gross commission income, although those things can be done, you have to look at the daily habits and activities that you're doing every single day to make sure that you're performing and you're going to hit those metrics. So setting the right expectations for yourself. Maybe you say, in my first year, I want to sell 20 homes or 30 homes or 45 homes, and then you reverse engineer those numbers, and that's going to show you the activities that you have to do every single day, every single week, every single month in order to hit those. So if you want to see our Bulletproof Business Planning course, go ahead and comment below, and we'll be happy to send you a free copy along with our business plan guide. Number three is you have to treat it as a business. As soon as you become licensed in real estate, you essentially become the CEO of your own business, unless you're working, as an employee or on a team. So there are different scenarios. But, for a majority speaking, a lot of us are independent contractors, and we don't realize, especially if we don't come from an entrepreneur background, that we are opening up our own business. And so you've got to treat it as a business. You've got to time block. You have to prioritize, and you have to do what we call IPAs, income producing activities, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Number four is be willing to put in the work and make sacrifices. So when I say make sacrifices, I've been a licensed real estate agent for 13 years now, and the activities that I do today are much different than the activities that I did my first year or two of being licensed. So although we own our own schedule of being an independent contractor and the owner of our own business, that can work for you, but just as much as it can work for you, that can also work against you, because a lot of times we get distracted, and we might get, a coffee meetup, or a friend might reach out, and it's easy to say, oh, I can put those activities off later and go do the like. And so what happens is, if you're not focusing on your IPAs, your income producing activities, what's going to happen is, over and over again, you're going to prioritize, and you're going to put those priorities to the side, and you're not going to get the work done. So think about it as a business. Would you hire yourself? Look in the mirror and make sure that you're treating it as if you were an employee for someone, because essentially you are your own boss. And as I mentioned, that can work for you or against you. So of course we want it to work for you. Number five is commit and trust the process. This is incredibly important, because especially in the real estate space, as I mentioned, there's not necessarily an immediate gratification. Real estate tends to work in 90-day cycles. So the activities that you're doing now typically speaking, you're going to reap the rewards and the benefits 90 days from now. That's on kind of a fast track, if you will. There are definitely some clients that are going to take 6 months, 12 months, 18 months to close. But generally speaking, that real estate operates in a 90-day cycle. So if you're not busy right now, I would question and look at the activities that you were doing to prospect 90 days ago. And so what you're doing or what you're not doing is by the activities that you were or were not doing 90 days ago. So you've got to commit and trust the process, and you have to work and strive every day to get better, to prospect, and to move the needle forward in your business. So this is incredibly important. And again, sometimes it can seem a little bit repetitive, but that's the nature of the business. And it's always helpful to get the, kind of the boring task, if you will, completed first within your day. Number 6 is don't compare yourself to others. We've all heard that the comparison is the death of joy. And that could not be more true, because especially when you go to real estate school, everybody kind of separates and joins different brokerages, joins different teams, and some are going to get business faster than others. I know I had my first listing within maybe a week or two of getting my real estate license, and it wasn't necessarily because I was doing anything special, but my husband had come across someone that wanted to sell their house, and of course he recommended me, and then I was able to partner with someone to get it done. So it's just about being out there, putting your best foot forward, and don't compare yourself to others. Especially if you're newer in the business, you might be working with real estate agents that have been in the industry 5 years, 10 years, 15 years or more, and the last thing you want to do is compare the marketing and things that they're doing, because that's taken them maybe a decade to perfect. So again, just strive for moving the needle forward every single day. And then of course, number 7, I'm gonna give you the secret sauce to success. You've probably heard me say it over and over again, but that's gonna be your own mindset. So mindset meaning your own energy, your psychology, and really building that confidence in yourself. And that's gonna come from striving to perfect and improve your personal development every single day. A lot of times as human beings, we want to go from A to Z, and we forget all the little steps that it takes in between. And so what happens is we look at these people that we consider an overnight success, but we don't think about all the little things that they've done day in, day out. As I mentioned, maybe the boring activities that compound over time. So it's incredibly important to work on personal development. Always be working on yourself first. That's honestly one of the best investments that you can make. And working with top producers and knowing a lot of top leaders in the industry, that is the number one thing that I see that they work on, is consistently personal development. Even if they've already reached many of their goals, they're always improving. And as I mentioned, they're always learning. Number 8 is be self-accountable. A lot of times we hear about getting an accountability partner, although that can be great. At the same time, you have to want your goals bad enough. You have to be self-accountable and set your own goals. You have to know what your why is. Why are you doing the activities? Why do you want to sell so many homes? Why do you want to reach a certain financial level? What does that mean to you, and why is that important? Because although you can get an accountability partner, the reality is no one is going to want you to reach your goals more than you yourself should. So, I know my personal accountability partner is my husband, and that's because nobody has the best interest of our family than myself and my spouse. And so the reality is you have to hold yourself accountable first. If you don't want it, nobody's going to be able to make you do it. And number 9 is have non-negotiables. Always be working on your IPAs. Put your IPAs on your calendar and make that completely non-negotiable. As I mentioned, your IPAs are your income producing activities. Those are the activities that you're going to see a return on. For example, I see a lot of people time block prospecting in their calendar. Okay, I'm going to prospect 2 hours every day. Well, somebody calls and they want to go for coffee, or they want to go for lunch, or maybe there's a fire that you have to put out in a transaction. It's easy to push that behind, and then next thing you know, you're not prospecting. You close all your deals, you become unemployed again, and it's this vicious cycle, and then you have to start the process all over again. But even maybe instead of doing 2 hours, if you've got some extra things that need to happen for the day, just prospect for 30 minutes, but push that needle forward and make sure that every single day You're focusing on income producing activities. It's completely non-negotiable on your calendar. You turn your phone off, you turn all the notifications off. You're not checking your email or Facebook or any other distractions, social media distractions, if you will, and you're making sure that that is your time to prospect. And if you do that consistently, that's how you're going to build a massive business. And number 10 is consistently work on your personal brand. I think a lot of times we get so encompassed with our brokerage and our office, which is great. Obviously, I love the real estate brokerage that I'm with. But at the same time, you have to build your personal brand, because the reality is clients are going to work with agents that they like, know, and trust. And that's where you got to put your best foot forward. You have to know the value that you add. You have to know your personal brand and what kind of problem you solve for your potential clients. And so that's going to showcase in all of your marketing. As I mentioned, we drop new content every single week. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment below if you'd like our business planning course. We're also going to have a live course next Wednesday. So go ahead and message us if you'd like more information. Thanks so much for watching.